This podcast is sponsored by Pocket Hose.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn. Homeowners, listen up. Before Pocket Hose, garden hoses were heavy, bulky, hard to carry, and always kinking. Then Pocket Hose changed all that. It's the American invention that made watering lighter, easier, and smarter. And now, the world's #1 expanding hose has gone ballistic. Turn on the water and watch it grow from a compact hose into a full-length, powerful hose. Turn off the water and it shrinks right back down, making it easy to carry and easy to store. But now it's even better. With a tough ballistic-infused outer sleeve, a pocket pivot that helps reduce kinks at the spigot, thicker washers to help resist leaks, and UV protection to fight sun damage. And for a limited time, you'll get 2 free gifts, a 360-degree pocket pivot and a thumb drive nozzle. Just go to PocketHose.com/podcast. That's PocketHose.com/podcast for your 2 free gifts with purchase. PocketHose.com/PODCAST.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is a special Hook 'em Horns Super Bowl Thanksgiving. Oh my God. It's Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day. I just said Thanksgiving. Okay, Jackie, hi. Do we need a cool mist of water to the face? Hello, everybody. This is a Super Bowl Valentine's Day spectacular episode. Funnily enough, is that how they say it? Is it funnily enough or funny enough? I'm going to go with funnily. Funnily enough, I just was served some Tickety Talk content that a new romantic study shows that more couples in 2025, happily married couples, are living in separate bedrooms. And to that I say, where the fuck do I sign up? Andrew would never, ever, ever. I would like to have the wind down, the chit chat, the end of day chit chat, which I'm just lying as I say out loud because the last thing I want to fucking do is catch up on somebody else's day or share my own. Andrew's always like, how was your day? And I'm like, good. How was your day? But just out of obligation. He's like, good. And I'm like, okay. Are we done now? I have something wrong with me and I'm really unpacking it. I'm aware of it. So performatively, I cosplay as a normal person, an interested person. But at the end of the day, if I was living as my truest self, I don't need to talk to anyone about anything. But then what do? I talk to everyone about everything. It's hard living with this brain. It doesn't make fucking sense. But Andrew likes to cuddle. He wants to cuddle all night long. He wants to hold hands. He wants to embrace. He wants to spoon. He wants to talk. And I do it. I go through the motions and he'll never listen to this, but it is hard for me. And I thought about sending him the article just to test the waters, but there is a 0% chance. I would like to lay together for 25 minutes in silence while I watch my Housewives and he gives me a back tickle. And then if we could sleep in our own quarters, that would be a fucking dream come true. Because here's the thing. Men smell in the midnight hour, and I have a very sensitive nostril, and I'm a finicky sleeper. So especially if Andrew's been ingesting tequila like he was last night post Super Bowl, because I'm a loving wife bleeding out for my family who hosted yet another party at my house, he starts to growl, and the demons come from his underbelly and they just come out of his pores. He smells like tequila. He's got this low grumble, like a fucking demon, like a sweaty demon. And it just permeates the thread count. And I don't like it one bit. You know what I mean? I want it to also be 58 degrees. And Andrew, while I'm sleeping, sometimes puts the heat on and he's like, I don't want the baby to be cold. And I'm like, the baby is my child, okay? Lucifer and my demon seed. We need it ice cold. And I gotta tell you something, that kid, when it hits 60 degrees, sleeps like a fucking champion because we run hot with the 666s on our scalp. Just something I was thinking about. Let's talk about the Super Bowl, shall we? Little Andy says to me on Sunday morning, "Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you." Famous last words. Every time he's like, "Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you," I start looking for a sharp object. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck is it? So last weekend I had a party. I would like one weekend of just isolation, like not entertaining. My house has become somewhat of Grand Central Station. My sister and her husband sleep over a lot. My dad sleeps over a lot. During the week, I have someone here every day, and I understand it is a great luxury, but I like quiet, like cold and quiet. Okay. Preferred, like a fucking Uber. And on the weekends, I just want calm, peaceful tranquility, you know? So Andrew says to me, "Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you." Meanwhile, my dad, my sister, and my brother-in-law all slept over at my house on Saturday. We had like a little dinner thing for my sister. And so I've got a full house. You know, I'm bringing towels. I'm offering Mountain Valley spring water. I'm making sure everyone's comfortable. Coffees, matchas, the whole fucking thing. "Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you." I said, "What, Andy?" He's like, "I told the guys we would do Super Bowl." And I said, "Pardon?" He's like, "What's the big deal?" I was like, "Andrew, I am a domesticated goddess. I would have had little custom cocktail napkins made that said, 'Hook 'em horns, go Ravens,' whoever the fuck's playing. I don't goddamn know, but I like a little detail. I would have had little cupcakes made, little footballs. Like, I thrive with detail orientation. Okay. And I do love to host, which I know is, contradicting to what I just said, but whatever, I digress. And you know, I'm not going to slop together a sandwich board with paper plates. I like to make things look cute. I'm going to the farmer's market to hit it with a microgreen. Like, I like things to be pretty and aesthetically on point, you know? So fucking sue me. I want a bar set up. I'm still upset that my custom cocktail napkins, I never got to talk about this, and I'm so glad, because if there was ever a place, this is the motherfucking place. I host Yom Kippur for my family every year. It's about 70 fucking people, because it's too many fucking people, but it's about 70 people. And I had ordered these little cocktail napkins that said, "Yom Kippur, I hardly know her." I told my sister, she's like, "I don't get it." I told my cousin, they're like, "I don't really get it." I thought that was the funniest fucking cocktail napkin that you could ever have at a Yom Kippur break fast. I was trying to do something. First, I was like strategizing like an anorexia, like starvation, something. But I thought maybe that would be in poor taste and problematic. And, you know, I like to toe the line. But at the end of the day, they call me Woke Wanda on the streets. So I thought maybe that's not the time. Then it just came to me. Yom Kippur? I hardly know her. Genius. Next year, I did get them. So I'm going to save them in the hard launch for next year's Yom Kippur, but genius. And if only one person in the room gets it, Lady Gaga, like this, that's all that matters. And if no one gets it, it only richens the fruit of the joke. You know what I mean? It's a joke for one, is a joke for all. Put that on my motherfucking tombstone. Speaking of tombstones, let's unpack the Kendrick Lamar halftime performance. Now, I am a woman of elevated thinking, art, and finger on the pulse of what's going on in the world. So some people just saw a performance. I saw a political statement, you know, but not an overt political statement, which I can appreciate, because you know what? We don't need to get hyper divisive with a halftime show. You know, I feel like it's so on the nose. Everybody's doing it. What Kendrick Lamar did was art, and I got it, and I liked it. Okay. First of all, the level of petty, is something to just appreciate. No matter what, you have to appreciate it. So him looking into the camera, saying Drake's name, and then having two of Drake's exes perform with him at the halftime show whilst performing a diss track, okay, with Serena Williams crip walking on his motherfucking grave. Now, this is what I get nervous about. The turf wars of the Drake versus Kendrick, I don't want anything to get dangerous or threatening, but do I want it to be tangibly petty for the masses? Yes, I do. Here's my other takeaway. Bell bottoms are back, baby. The first thing I fucking said when that halftime show started, okay, was what's going on with the pants? Because baby, likey. They were Celine. They were I would say like, a semi-baggy, flare-legged boot cut. Just a bit of a flare. And I liked it. I love Kendrick Lamar. I thought it was a great performance. I loved Samuel Jackson playing Dr. Sam, formerly known as Uncle Sam. That's right. Not Dr. Sam. Uncle Sam. We're there. And I loved it. I don't think you need to go out there and, dance on a pole and fly off a roof. And I thought it was great. I fucking loved it. No notes for Kendrick. Sorry. Oh my God. Also, yesterday, so I end up, hosting a Super Bowl party. We've got wings. We've got sandwiches. Andrew's like, at halftime, we're going to order pizzas. I'm like, what is about, what? La, 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 la. Woo. They're not like us. What was I going to say? What is it about groups of men when that testosterone gets flowing and the beers get a brewing? Okay. Something takes over their body when they come in groups of over, I would say 3 to 4 men, where the testosterone takes over the walls. I made a gorgeous white trash taco dip. Okay. My mother didn't cook, couldn't cook anything, but she had a couple staple, dishes, and they're all severely white trash. I'm not sure if we're allowed to say white trash in 2025, but let's bring it back because sometimes there is no other applicable adjective. My mom made, Freudian slip. She's dead now. She used to make, I'm sure she's making it up on the pearly gates. She made this taco dip, okay? A 7-layer dip. Nothing super fancy. I don't like a store-bought 7-layer dip because it gets watery. When there's a watery film from the sour cream and the separation, it's not cute. You gotta make it fresh. Now, R.I.P., my mother used to mix taco. This was her secret, the secret recipe, which is tragic. But she would take taco seasoning and mix it in the sour cream. Okay. It's a small little detail that really elevates the taco dip. I fucking love a taco dip. So you've got your beans. Okay. You've got your taco seasoning infused sour cream. Then you hit it with guacamole, pico de gallo, green onion, cilantro, cheese, sliced black olives. And you got to serve it not with a tortilla triangle, a tortilla strip. We don't do scoops in this house because I wasn't tickled by an uncle in the wrong places. Don't cut that out. Please don't cut that out. It's okay. I'm going to live with the consequences. 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 So I made my taco dip. We did wings on wings on wings. I have 18 pounds of chicken wings because it's the panic that Andrew, in his eyes about not having enough food. And I'm getting texted from my guy friends being like, how many wings? Should we pick up sandwiches? Do we need onion rings? I'm like, you guys, I got this. Okay. Everyone's going to be fed, but they don't want 5 things. They want 15 things. Okay. So now I'm panicked. I'm sweating. I don't have custom cocktail napkins. I wake up first thing in the morning. I'm schlepping to the farmer's market. I'm schlepping to Trader Joe's. I'm schlepping to Gelson's. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a spinach artichoke dip. I'm going to make a taco dip. I'm going to get 8 pounds of chicken wings. Andrew's like, we can't get store-bought ranch and store-bought blue cheese. I got to go to Wood Ranch Barbecue and I got to pick up the condiments. I said, Andrew, you're going to place a pickup order for 18 sides of ranch, 18 sides of blue cheese, 18 sides of barbecue, and 18 sides of buffalo sauce. That's exactly what he fucking did. He did a sauce pickup, okay? Which is both fiscally irresponsible and fucking ridiculous, quite frankly. Then they're like, we need subs. We need Italian subs. We need meatball subs. We need Philly cheesesteak subs. So now I've got 8 types of sandwiches: taco dip, artichoke dip, which I ended up not even having to bring out, Taverna Tony's house dip with the pita bread. Okay. What else did we have? I had pigs in a blanket. I had like things as backup because I was so stressed out. I got cookies. We had rugula. We had lemon bars. We had little chocolate lava cakes. We had an artichoke dip. We had a kitchen sink dip from the farmer's market. I had crudité, which no one was particularly interested in. That was for the girlies. I had tequila. I had beer. I had Aperol spritzes. I had whiskey. I had anything. Like, I was so panicked that there wasn't going to be enough selections. Okay. Meanwhile, now I have enough food for 700 people. It is gluttonous. It's disgusting watching them loaf on a sofa, itching their balls, eating 700 types of appetizers with the brewskis. And then all the girls naturally navigate into the other room. Okay. And we're talking about like therapy podcasts, like gentle parenting, microplastics, and they're just like, hook 'em horns. It's just biologically, we're not the same. We'll never be the same. And it's okay. And it makes me happy, actually. So in the midst of, panic preparing 700 different appetizers, okay, my housekeeper pulls me aside, and I don't want to exploit or extort her. I do think there's a particular place in hell for people who exploit people who I don't like the dynamic unless someone's being paid. I don't think they belong as like fodder for your Instagram, podcasts, reels, TikTok. There's something gross about it. And like, I don't know what the word is. I don't like it. It's extortion. However, my housekeeper is a fucking star, and I have so many stories, but if she chooses to share them herself, I will allow her the platform to do so. She pulls me aside and she's like, Jackie, I need to talk to you about something. And I'm like, okay, hit me hard and soft. What is it? She goes, well, and she starts kind of like grappling with her eyelid a little bit. She's like stroking her eyelids, and I'm like, oh God, are we going to start crying? What? I don't have the emotional bandwidth. What the fuck's going on? She goes, well, I went and saw a doctor last week, and I'm thinking about getting, upper bleph surgery. Okay. Which is something I've been also looking into because it is the hot plastic surgery of the moment. It gets rid of the upper eyelid, like if you have hooded eyes and you have a little Sahankin eyelid skin. So my housekeeper is getting the surgery, okay? And she was like, I'm going to be down for 2 weeks because I'm unable to bend over, and I will be recuperating from my bleph. I wanted to open mouth kiss her. I was like, God fucking bless you. Okay. I was like, can you please ask the doctor if we can get a 2-for-1 special? Okay. I'll get us a beautiful adjoining room somewhere, and we'll leave Andrew and Clyde for dead for 2 weeks. Okay. And we'll just be icing each other's eyelids, living a beautiful life. My housekeeper is to die for. You don't understand. This bitch comes in. Okay. And I mean that respectfully. Her nail art is level 10. She's getting a bleph surgery. She's redoing the archway into her home. Okay. She's going for like a mid-century rustic Italian look in the foyer. She's changing up the entry of her home into a beautiful arch. Okay. I helped her pick out an outdoor shandy because everyone needs an outdoor shandy. And we just like, she brings every electronic known to mankind in my house. She unplugs the baby monitor. my phone, Andrew's phone, my recording equipment to charge a myriad. I think she's running a side gig of like a charging service. She brings 18 iPads, 14 phones. I don't know why she has so many phones. We don't ask questions. I turn a blind fucking eye. She's charging her phones, her Kindles, her iPads, her grandchildren's AirPods. And I say fucking nothing. And I'm like, you go, girl. I don't need to make sure that my baby is sleeping soundly. I just need to make sure that your iPad is ready to rumble because you're going to need it for that bleph surgery. God fucking bless her. Okay.
This podcast is sponsored by Pocket Hose.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn. Homeowners, listen up. Before Pocket Hose, garden hoses were heavy, bulky, hard to carry, and always kinking. Then Pocket Hose changed all that. It's the American invention that made watering lighter, easier, and smarter. And now, the world's #1 expanding hose has gone ballistic. Turn on the water and watch it grow from a compact hose into a full-length, powerful hose. Turn off the water and it shrinks right back down, making it easy to carry and easy to store. But now it's even better. With a tough ballistic-infused outer sleeve, a pocket pivot that helps reduce kinks at the spigot, thicker washers to help resist leaks, and UV protection to fight sun damage. And for a limited time, you'll get 2 free gifts, a 360-degree pocket pivot and a thumb drive nozzle. Just go to PocketHose.com/podcast. That's PocketHose.com/podcast for your 2 free gifts with purchase. PocketHose.com/PODCAST.
Also, some other fun developments. Last week, I was able to dodge the pink eye, but I received both a black eye and stage 1 pink eye from my son, currently known as Al-Qaeda, the domestic terrorist, in 24 hours. He headbutted me in my fucking eye cavity, okay, at the very end of the day. I'm like, I'm done with you. Andrew says to me 3 days ago, he says, maybe we, and by we he means me, maybe we should push Clyde's bedtime to 7:45. And I said, maybe you should die in a fucking fire. I realize that's probably a little bit too soon of a joke, but the audacity of him to look at me and say, we should push Clyde's bedtime. We shan't push Clyde's bedtime. I think we need to bump it up to 4:30 p.m., okay? Because by the end of the day, granted, I do chuck him off to somebody else, almost every single day. But at the end of the day of hands-on parenting, 7:45 feels like midnight, okay? By 6 p.m., I'm like one hand off deck, okay? I'm ready to let him just self-bathe by 6:45. 7:45 is unimaginable. So we will not be pushing his bedtime. I said, Andrew, you can go fuck yourself. If you'd like to come home from 4 to 7:45 and you take over that shift, by all means, 7:45 away. At 7 o'clock, my shift is over. I'm fucking done for the evening. Okay. So call me selfish. Tattoo it on my upper tit, but we're not pushing the fucking bedtime to 7:45 so that you can sleep in. I rise with the sun, just like our son. Okay. You wanting to sleep in a little extra so that I can do the heavy lifting in the evenings is not fucking working out. And I just would like to say, my husband, okay, a pain in the ass, a real pain in the ass, but he's a very good hands-on father. So I can't really complain too much because if he can, he does. And I do appreciate it. But the 7:45 is not his decision. At the end of the day, it's the mother's decision. It's my fucking decision. And the decision is a fuck no. No fucking way. And then he says to me, it's hard to even say out loud, according to Google AI, 18-month-olds can go down at 8 p.m. I said, according to Google AI, I'm about to never speak to you again. Pack up your things and you will never see me or your gorgeous son if you ever reference Google AI when it comes to my parenting initiative. Fuck all the way off. And he's like, I'm so sorry. You're right. That was uncalled for. That was out of hand. And I said, yeah, bitch. Yeah. Now, coincidentally, the timing of this conversation couldn't have come at a worse time because that evening, Andrew's session was running late, okay? I put Clyde in the bath at 6:15, as I always fucking do. And I typically know when a poop is a brewing, but this little fucker sideswiped me because he had already defecated. This is what everybody wants to hear on a Tuesday morning. He had already done his post-dinner poop, so I thought that we were in the clear. But alas, he hit me with a fucking double feature, okay? So he's only shat the bath 3 times, and they've all been with fucking me, okay? And at the end of the day, I get a little overstimulated. I can't workshop how to get him out of the fecal water, get him clean, not get pink eye, clean the tub, eradicate the poop. It's too many steps for me. I start foaming at the mouth 5 minutes to Watner doing circles. I don't know. I can't figure it out logistically. So he hits me with a double feature. I can already feel the pink eye looming because, you know, you're washing your hands, you're doing the things, but there's always a particle with a baby. He's slipping, he's sliding, he's like a seal. There's always a loose particle. Okay. So he shits the tub. I do my cleanup. I give him a horse bath. I bleach my eyeballs. I'm bleaching my skin. I'm covered in soap, all the fucking things. Get him into diaper. Put him in his pajamas, read him his little fucking book, and we're doing the kisses, and all of a sudden, he kind of sidewinds, kind of leans back, grabs his bottle, and then fucking headbutts me right in the eye cavity, okay? So I'm feeling stinging from the preliminary pink eye. Now I have, my eye just like fucking closes shut. I can feel like the tenderness. Okay. I've got a shiner on the horizon. Then Andrew hits me with the 7:45 bedtime. It wasn't a good evening at the Schimmel-Haas household. That's when separate bedrooms feeling pretty sexy to me. Okay. So that I could ice my eyeball before the blef surgery. Okay. Enough about me. Let's talk about Blake Lively, Taylor Swift, and Jason Baldoni for the 18th week in a fucking row. I don't want to talk about this, but we do have to unpack it because it is, it's riveting and stupid. I couldn't care less, but I'm also thinking about it a lot. There's so many articles and clickbait about Taylor Swift and Blake Lively's friendship. And I really, in true Jackie Schimmel form, have inserted myself into the narrative. And I thought, if I was Taylor Swift, would I be pissed about my friend potentially crafting a meet cute to leverage her own career and power dynamic on a set of a movie? Like if I knew I was summoned to go over to a friend's house in what I thought was maybe like an innocent, non-transactional hang, and then conveniently, you know, they bring somebody in to like influence so that like my presence was influencing power or manipulation or whatever that is. Would I be pissed? The answer is I personally wouldn't be pissed. If this is someone who is my real friend, who I know, I'd look at them and be like, wow, bitch, perfect timing. You brought me here like a common street whore to try to, you know, get yourself an EP credit. I see what you're doing, Blakey Cakes. I see what you're fucking doing. Now, for me, my vantage point is very different because I'm not fucking Taylor Swift. So yeah, would it bother me? No. But I think probably given Taylor Swift being the most famous person in the world for so many years, she's already naturally operating from a place of, I don't know, suspicion or not paranoia, but like someone in her position has to be really fucking careful. I'm not a star fucker by any means. I have like 3.5 famous friends, and I always ask them, I'm like, how the fuck do you know who you can trust? Because I'm paranoid by proxy for them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so nervous that someone is going to exploit like their secrets, their friendship, their something, you know, I'll just rob them blind for furniture, artwork, and like, you know, et cetera, fashion show tickets. But I'm not like, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. And I get very protective and very worried about it. So being that Taylor Swift is Taylor Swift, does she love being referred to as a dragon? Once again, that would not bother me if it was like, if I was the godmother of someone's child and they were referring to me as a dragon, like I would make a whole fucking joke about it and be like, okay, fire breathing dragon, like calm the fuck down, baby. I kind of understand what Blake Lively like was saying. I don't think she was putting herself like on a platform like these are my minions. I think she was just saying like these are two people that really love her, that like will fight for her. And like I don't know why bringing Taylor Swift into the conversation. It seems quite frankly very unprofessional, being that Taylor Swift has no affiliation to this movie. She's not an actress. She's not a producer. She didn't do music supervision. Being a friend and like, you know, being interested in your friend's projects is normal. Using them as leverage to create a power dynamic, not great. And I think, honestly, like no bullshit, I think they're probably totally fine. I don't think Taylor Swift probably wants to be even involved in this minutia because it's so messy. It's so stupid. People fucking hate it. And people, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. I think we'll know a lot more in 6 months. You know, it's not looking good for Blake Lively. So for Taylor Swift to even like be involved, it has nothing to do with her. And if she wasn't named in these text messages or named in this situation that took place in Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' home with Justin Baldoni, like this has nothing to fucking do with her. That's what I think is going on. So I don't think like she's going to bring Blake Lively in her Coach Sue outfit to the Super Bowl this year. I don't think Blake Lively wants to go to the Super Bowl this year. And I also thought, let me just talk about the booing at the Super Bowl. That clip of them showing Taylor Swift on the big jumbo screen and the crowd booing, fuck off. You guys are losers. Guess what? This is what nobody wants to say. Okay. First of all, whatever. Second of all, she's Taylor Swift and everyone booing is a fucking loser. Okay? So let them boo. Let them, Mel Robbins. Let them. My TikTok algorithm is so insane right now. It is a lot of DHgate designer bag hawking, which I don't know what that means, or because I have had conversations with girlfriends recently. I'm lying when I say this, but I'm like, you know what? I'm over the bag thing. I'm over being such a sad, lifeless consumer where I'm like, every 2 months, I'm like, I need a new bag. It comes in a new color. I need a new bag. I don't want to be that girl anymore. I am that girl at my core and I will continue to do so. But it's just pathetic and embarrassing at a certain point. Like, what am I chasing? You know, what fix am I getting from like, I need a new purse, new shoes, old loafers, new season. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. I'm still going to do it, but it's stupid. Okay. So I think the phone is listening and like, hey, bitch, here you go. I'm not partaking, but I look, cause I'm like, does it look the same? Is it the same leather? I don't fucking know. So I'm getting a lot of that because the phone is listening to me and they're like, bitch, stop buying purses. I'm getting a lot of Mel Robbins let them theory, which I'm going to say something. Okay. I consider myself somewhat of an old soul and like low-key life smart. The let them theory and people's just fascination and like intoxication. Is that a word? Okay. With this theory of just not letting other people bum you out blows my fucking mind. You're like, yeah, no. Like, duh. Got it. Always got it. Hardwired to let them. Unless I'm being paid to scream about it on a microphone, complaining about like, you know, lash extensions and floating shelves, I let them. Okay. I do. Sometimes a gal just wants to tussle. Sometimes somebody wants to get worked up. It's good for cholesterol levels. It's good for caloric burn. But like, I'm letting them. that's okay. We're back to Taylor Swift. Okay. I just got on a little tangent. People are like, oh, wow, let them. Yeah. Let them. You good? Like, hello. It blows my fucking mind. Anyways, people booing Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. Let them. They're fucking losers. Let them boo. By the way, you put those losers booing on a screen, crickets, because nobody knows who the fuck you are. So what a gift and what a treat, okay? That Taylor Swift, polarizing or not, I don't find her to be that polarizing. Everyone in that stadium knows who the fuck she is because she's contributed something to society on a grand scale. So we should be fucking clapping for people doing the fucking thing, okay? Especially people who are, I mean, in a world of Kanye West's blowing up Twitter, I fucking hate that guy. In a world of Kanye West's, we're gonna boo Taylor Swift for supporting her fucking boyfriend at the Super Bowl? Shut up. It's mean and it's stupid and says nothing about Taylor Swift and everything about fucking you. I wouldn't boo anybody. I wouldn't even boo Kanye West. I don't know him. I don't like him. Let them. Get him off the fucking internet. You know what? Kanye West feels dangerous to me. He feels fucking dangerous. And two things can exist at the same time. I would never make fun of his mental health issues, which he clearly fucking has. I'm not making fun of that. Having mental health issues doesn't make you anti-Semitic. It doesn't make you a glorified, like, I'm afraid to even use the terminology. The way he speaks about his wife and controlling her, and because he has money, so therefore he gets to speak for her, dress her, keep her like a caged animal. Him tweeting a photo of fucking Diddy and Cassie in the hotel after Diddy beat the shit out of Cassie on that hotel security footage and making light of that. Him tweeting something like that. Him saying that he loves Hitler and that he's a fucking Nazi, and like just being able to hate speech with tens of thousands of people liking it and reposting it. That's fucking dangerous. He needs to get kicked off of every social media platform. He shouldn't be allowed to have a stage to preach all of the shit he's preaching because it's fucking dangerous. It's not freedom of speech. It's dangerous. It's inciting dangerous behavior, and it's normalizing dangerous behavior, and it's fucking disgusting, and people should be ashamed of themselves. He should be ashamed of himself. Ashamed of himself. I feel so bad for his children. He's disgusting. He's a disgusting piece of shit. Anyways, I do have to take Runaway off the house playlist because it's a bop, but I can't. Now I'm done. The art and the artist are the same. His Super Bowl commercial and the fact that he's a billionaire again and everyone went and bought his Yeezy drop because he's a fucking genius. He's not a genius. He's a piece of shit. Okay. He's a lawless piece of shit. Anyways, should we lighten the mood? Like, let's not boo Taylor Swift. Okay, sharp, right? Architectural Digest came out with a trend predictions list for 2025, and I'd like to go over it. I think we should probably just lighten the mood. I short-circuited there for a second, thought this was my personal diary. Wait, isn't it? Yep, okay. Let's go over the design trend predictions of 2025. They are saying that darker wood is very in, whether that comes in the form of wainscoting, paneling, baseboards, floors. Darker floors, darker wood is in. Now, when I bought this house, we had like cherry wood, shiny red wood flooring, and the tones were so red that I just couldn't get past it. And when I was deciding, for the second time of replacing the flooring, I was like, you know what? I don't want a grayish floor. I don't want like a bleached white oak. I don't want a gauzy drape. I'm not by the beach. I want like a warm, dare I say, walnutty. Like a warm European oak, like a neutral wood tone. Not too dark, not too light. So I'm just like relating this back to me and how I'm sat on top. Thinner planks. Now, I feel this pretty hard in my lady loins. I like a thin plank. I went with a wider plank because I have hallways. I have a ranch style house and it was a little bit busy with all of the thin planks. Also, thin planks are very hard to find, but like a reclaimed thin wood plank, very, very sexy. TV free bedrooms. This is a big one. This is one I can't co-sign on. Also, a lot of people have a lot of feelings about a television over the fireplace. TV is my life. And do I want to be someone with a hidden television? And I've looked into it to like put a piece of art over the TV that like collapses. I can't figure out a way to do it that's cute and pretty that makes sense in my house. Also, I like looking at the fire and the TV. The TV is humongous, as it should be. I have so many fucking TVs in this house, and I know it's not chic. That's not a flex. It's not of the times. It's not cool. According to Architectural Digest, it's very uncool, but I need television, okay? I'm not on any medications. I just need television. That's all a gal needs, is a really big fucking TV and every streaming service known to mankind. So unfortunately, I'm keeping the TVs in the bedrooms. I'm keeping the TV in the bathroom. I'm keeping the TV in the kitchen. I'm keeping the TVs outside. I'm keeping the TV in the gym. I'm keeping the TV in, there's a TV in every fucking room of this house. And I like them all on simultaneously because I like the noise. But like, what do you do if you don't have a TV in your bedroom? So you get in bed. And then what, you're just on your phone or a computer, or do you just talk? You just have a little siesta? Not, you read a book? God forbid, a book. I don't know her. Booker, I hardly know her. Okay. What's the last one? Material drenching. Ugh, I love this. So material drenching. And I heard Countess Luann said something, money can't buy you class. Besides that, she said one time in an interview, which I believe all of this, like all of her philosophies and you know, chic qualifications, that's all gone out the fucking window. She's on bongos, smoking cigarettes in a Giovanni mini dress with a fedora. So like, you know, this is Luann BC, which is before Cabaret. She once said that she would never show her bedroom on The Real Housewives of New York because it was just, you know, it's not chic. It's a private sanctuary in the boudoir. So I too don't show my bedroom on the Instagrams. It's just, it's a sanctuary. But you should know, and I've already discussed this, I did material drench. I have like a mauve mohair covering the whole wall and had a bed made of the same fabric. And like, it is my dream to do like the ceiling and all the walls, but it will look somewhat like a pink padded cell, which is a vibe. But I'm not going to do it. But that's what they're saying. Like fabric on the walls, fabric on the ceiling. I like the idea of shades of the same color. Maroon and like burgundy are really just so hot right now. I'm not willing to commit to the burgundy. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it when I see it. Like burgundy walls with like a pink marble console get inside of me, but like, I'm not going to commit to a burgundy bedroom. So I'm reversing it. I'm not afraid of a little mauve, a little muted pink, a little setting plaster, prison pink. And I'm incorporating like burgundy marble lamps, a burgundy marble tray, like accents of the burgundy, but not a full commitment. You know what I mean? And I'm not afraid to commit to a color, but for me, it's got to be a safe color, like a green. I'm not a blue girl. I like a teal, like a strong teal. This is Vardo, if you're looking around. But like a blue reads, a little baby blue is a little too Southern chintz for me. There's a few words that I really get scared of using. Colloquialism, because it sounds like colonial, which feels problematic. I never say colloquialism because I'm always afraid of mispronouncing it. I don't like it. Chintz. Chintz feels not great. I was told I can't use the word gypped anymore because it's referencing gypsies. I will continue to use that word as often as I so choose. I'm not... we're going to just have to get over that. You're going to have to forgive me. chintz, colloquialism, and there's another one. It's going to come to me. Armoire. And also, I get so nervous about certain names that can be pronounced two different ways, like Alicia or Alicia or Alicia. I can't. Andrea or Andrea blows my, it fucks me up. Andrea, Alicia or Alicia. Can't get that one. I always fuck it up. It makes me so nervous. Like, get an internal pang. Oh my God. Speaking of internal pangs, I wasn't going to talk about this because I wanted to get my results first, but like, what better way to leverage my health for downloads by this cliffhanger? Get ready. Okay. This is what we call a cock tease. Last week, I went for a pre-nuvo scan, which is very off-brand for me because I don't even have a general practitioner. I don't have a doctor until I got pregnant. Besides the post-abortion visitation, I had not seen any form of a doctor in 13 years, which I'm not bragging about. I would hit up the Minute Clinic at CVS if things were itching or burning. And I'm not talking about my labia. I'm talking about like an eye infection or, I don't know, like a throat, like strep throat. But I don't want to jinx anything. I really don't, because I haven't gotten the results yet. But I'm not someone who gets sick, really, like ever. I haven't been on antibiotics. I mean, as long as I can remember. I think I went on antibiotics when I was like 10 for something, but I don't think I've ever taken a Z-Pack. I'm not even joking. I really don't think I've ever been on antibiotics. I haven't really seen the doctor. And I was like, I heard about this pre-nuvo scan. I've been seeing it all over online. This is not an ad, by the way. And I know some people that went and like were able to catch, like, it's just like, if you haven't heard about it, you can Google it, but it's like a MRI that looks at your whole body, your brain. They can detect like stage 1 cancers, tumors, whatever. And I was so nervous. I booked it. I was like, you know what a great opportunity to like see what's going on in my body post birth. And I don't know, like, is information power? I guess so. Up until this point, ignorance is bliss has been my mantra, but I thought, I have a baby. Why wouldn't I go do this? I've heard so many great things. I get there. I'm so fucking nervous. I'm like considering faking COVID, a flat tire. I was like pacing in the parking lot. It was shockingly very, very easy. It's more so like the waiting to hear the results that I don't do so well with. So I'll keep you posted. Cliffhanger, I'll let you know if I have any ailments. If I do, it would be great for downloads. So that's what we call a silver lining. Let them. Everyone's pretty hyper-focused on the Blake Lively, Jason Baldoni lawsuit, but there's a new lawsuit coming to Hollywood, and it is between me, yours truly, and a up-and-coming producer, a musical screenwriter and lyricist. His name is Andrew Cox. Okay. He has a new musical that he has written that is coming to debut in Los Angeles called the Slam Frank Musical. Okay. It is a mixture of hip hop, spoken word, the hip hop spoken word story of Anne Frank with diversity so that it is tangible for all of the viewers, all 3.5 people that are going to go see this Slam Frank musical. Now, if you are a real one and you listen to the Bitch Bible podcast, you know that I have been soft shopping Frankly, Anne, okay, the musical, set to the musical stylings of Carly Rae Jepsen for the better half of 6 years. Now, I can't take credit for the title. It was a family friend. But if you can see the marketing, Frankly, Anne, it doesn't really get much better than that. And whilst not of the times to discuss an Anne Frank musical in jest, maybe it is of the times. I don't know that a slam Frank is going to slap like Frankly, Anne, and I'd like to adjust it a bit. 5 or 6 years ago, we thought Carly Rae Jepsen would be the perfect soundtrack to kind of like appeal to the youth, maybe the gays. Now I'm thinking, do we Olivia Rodrigo it? Do we, I mean, there's just so many ways that we could go. Bad Bunny, not Kanye West, obviously. That's a hard fucking pass. But I think maybe we integrate all the pop girlies, Chapel, Sabrina, Olivia, Ariana, Taylor. Maybe we get all the pop girlies together and we lend their vocal stylings to the soundtrack of Frankly, Anne. Hit them with a dance number, okay? It's like the Eras Tour. We'll all wear those little neon bracelets. No, we don't like that. We don't like that. I'm not going to get into why that's not okay. But, yeah, so Slam Frank, it's coming soon to a theater near you. And I'd like a VIP ticket. I'd like to see if it's better than my idea. I don't think it's going to be. I like the spoken word element to a degree because I think it's lazy. I think it's lazy because you could just take the Diary of Anne Frank and you add a few rhyme schemes and then you've got your fucking spoken word. I think trying to correlate her story to songs that we all know and love, Hot to Go is one maybe we strike off the list. I don't think that one's going to work. Hot to Go is not. Maybe my kink is Karma. That could work. That one could definitely work. Espresso, probably not going to work. Please, 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 we could find an angle for. Sharp, right? Chrissy Teigen is once again in heat online. People just come for Chrissy Teigen so hard. It's annoying to me. The whole thing is annoying. So she posted a photo of herself, with her 3 kids in the bath. She's taking like a coconut milk bath, which is like good for sensitive skin. And I think she's got like a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, an 18-month-old, whatever. And she's bathing with her kids, which by the way, I always do. Now I do wear a bathing suit only because I'm fluctuating and I don't want Clyde to judge my body, but also just because like I'm not trying to get an infection because we have already previously discussed Clyde's double feature that he likes to do every once in a while. So I'm not trying to get a rash, but bathing with Clyde is one of like my favorite things in the world to do. And I don't obviously when you put this on the internet, you're opening yourself up for like weird fucks in Minnesota, okay, with one tooth to be like, that's disgusting. Those kids are too old to be bumping uglies in the bath time with their mama. All right. Let them. That's the title of this week's episode. Let them. Okay. I've never once felt obligated to comment on anyone's fucking Instagram with something that they're doing with their kids. So once again, it's like the Taylor Swift booers. It says less about Chrissy Teigen and more about you that you took that time to shame her. I think her kids are probably going to be just fine because they took a bath, okay, with their mom. It's like, I remember when Hillary Duff was getting diet canceled because she posted a picture of her kissing her son on her mouth, okay? I'm like tongue touchies with that little boy who wants nothing to do with me. So it's only weird if it's fucking weird, okay? If you're not allowed near an elementary school, you probably shouldn't bathe with a baby. But if you're not a fucking sicko, I think you're projecting something. You're making it weird. You're making something not weird, weird. It's only weird if you're fucking weird. Let them. Anyways, the floodgates are open and the comments are just ruthless and stupid. And I will continue to bathe with Clyde in a sensible one piece until he's in college. And even then, if he would, I would ask him to. Okay. That is my boyfriend. That is the love of my life. That is my fucking soulmate. Okay. Double feature or not, feces in the tub or not, bathing with him is like the greatest joy of my life. And Andrew's so funny. Like, he doesn't like love. I'm like, how are you not in the bathtub with Clyde? Like, he's like, I don't know. It's like weird. And I'm like, you're weird. It's so not weird. It's so cute. It's like being in a little koozie, a cuddle koozie. Obviously, when he's like older, he's not going to want to fucking do it. But do I love like him just laying with me and I get a little touche? Yes, let them. Ugh. It's going to cause an uproar. You feel the 1-star reviews flooding in. Shut up. I feel like this is a natural place to end. Thank you so much for listening to the Bitch Bible podcast. And I will be back next week, as a lady does. Have a great week, everybody, and spread joy. And just remember, let them.